Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm so excited that you're joining me. I'm Lorraine with Lorraine Murray Fitness if you don't know who I am, and we are on part 2 of Taking Care of Yourself While Taking Care of Others series. And today we're going to talk a little bit more about how to find time in your already busy schedule to make time for yourself. And I know that most of the moms that have little kids right now are probably rolling their eyes going, yeah, right, this is never going to happen, because if you're a mom of little kids, you know that there's always something that your children need from you. You're busy, and that's okay. It's part of life, and just remember that this too shall pass, and one day you will wish that your kids need you. I know I'm not there yet, but they all say it, so we're just going to pretend. Okay, so anyway, we're going to try to find time in our busy day as a mom to make time for ourselves. So I have a couple ideas. This is definitely not a list of all things you can do, and not every one of them is going to work for you. You definitely have to pick and choose, and I'll kind of share how some of the things have worked for me and others I've just accepted as a failure for myself. So don't roll your eyes, just hang in there and listen to what I have to say. I will start with, you're magically not going to end up with 6 extra hours a day for yourself. It's impossible. But we can find pockets of time here and there that you will be able to find time to do things that you want to do. So the first one is get up 30 minutes to an hour earlier than your kids. I know this sounds horrible because if you're like me, you love your sleep. But here's the trick. If you plan on getting up 30 minutes to an hour earlier, you need to go to bed 30 minutes to an hour earlier as well. We're not trying to cut out your sleep. We're just trying to shift your sleep from maybe being a night owl to a morning person so that you get that time to wake up and spend with yourself before you have to go on dealing with all of the needs of your family and your children all day long. So I'm not asking you to go to bed at 11 and get up at 6. If you typically go to bed at 11 and get up at 7. I'm asking you to go to bed at 10 and get up at 6. So you're still getting the same amount of sleep, just shifting the time frame. So you're not losing it. Don't be fearful. I never lose sleep. I love sleeping. The second idea would be to create a co-op. Maybe you've never heard of this before, but grab your best girlfriends, grab your best neighbors, and create a co-op with them. What does this do? If you're like my family, where we basically live on one income while I'm trying to build my business, it can be intimidating to pay money to have a babysitter so you can go do something. Who wants to spend money on a babysitter and spend money on going out on a date with your husband or going to do something for yourself? So what a co-op does is it allows you to trade babysitting for babysitting. So for example, my neighbor next door, she has a girl that's my kid's age as well, and she has 3 other kids. And often, her daughter will come over here, and I don't expect anything in return, except for when I need her to watch my kid, you watch my kid. So find your best girlfriends, find your great neighbors that you have that have kids. It has to be a fair trade here. And you give your kids to them to babysit for an hour, and you go do whatever it is you want to do. Stay at home, take a nap, whatever it is. But in return of instead of cash, you're giving an hour of your time to watch their kids so they have that hour to themselves as well. So that would be creating a co-op. I highly suggest you talk to your friends and neighbors about it and see if you can come up with that, because it's a great option for moms. Another one, use your kids' nap time as your time. I know it is like embedded in a mother's head that if your kids are napping, you should be cleaning. Stop the cleaning. You should come to my house. Like, my house is a mess. I've given up. I clean and they destroy it faster. So you know what? I know that laundry is going to be there tomorrow. I know that we're not going to run out of clothes to wear. And guess what? The dishes are going to stay there until I do them. They're not going to run away. It might drive you insane, but try to let go of some of those things. And instead of just cleaning and cleaning and cleaning and cleaning all the time while your kid's taking a nap, if they take a nap, stop. Use it to work out. Use it to read a book. Use it to take a nap if you're a new mom with a newborn. Seriously, guys, take that nap time and sleep. But do something for you during that quiet time. You can always include your kid in chores with you, so you can do that while they're awake. So enjoy that time and make it you time when it's nap time. Another option is to find local resources. Most towns have at least a library, and most libraries have a free reading time. Now, you probably some of the time want to be engaged with your kids and see what they're doing, but they're entertained. So since you're in a library, if you like to read or write, take a book, take a journal, and while someone else is entertaining your child, read a little bit. Spend 10 minutes to yourself and just enjoy, and then interact with your kid. But take that time to decompress, do something that you like. I don't know, knit. I'm not a knitter. But you could take your knitting stuff and knit while your kid is being entertained by someone else. And I'm sure there's a ton of other resources in your town. You just have to find it. But look into that. They're free usually, and you get some time to yourself. Another one is, I'm a big reader. I love reading for fun. I love reading to learn. And what I've learned, though, is that I don't have a lot of time to sit and look at a book, even though it is precious and dear to me to have a book. I have learned to embrace audiobooks and podcasts. The reason for this is I can listen to them in the car while I'm driving or waiting in the car line at the preschool. I can listen to them while my kid is napping and I'm doing something else as well if I do need to do that because I'm on a time limit. I can listen to them while I'm doing dishes or folding laundry. I know in the time management series I talked about as humans we're not able to multitask, but there is an exception to that. If it is a task that is literally folding clothes or like brushing your teeth, you can actually listen and do those things. So listening to an audiobook or a podcast is a great time to do that is when you're doing the dishes, when you're folding the laundry, when you're vacuuming, things that don't really take any mind space to do. You can also listen to a book at that time. So it's kind of enjoying it while you're doing something you have to do. It makes it a little more enjoyable anyway. So I highly suggest that. There's tons of free audiobooks and resources that your library has for online borrowing that is free as well. I just discovered this and it's fantastic. And then of course podcasts, those are free. And if you need any recommendations, let me know. I have some great ones that I listen to. The next one is outsource. Now, this is more for the people that can afford this because not everybody can afford this, but if you can, take advantage of it. You hate mowing your grass and it takes up too much time, hire someone to do it and pay them. If you don't like scrubbing your baseboards and cleaning your floors, hire someone if you can afford it. If not, sorry, you're out of luck like me and you get stuck doing it all. But that's when you get those little short kids, give them a rag and start making them clean the baseboards. They think it's a game and you don't have to do it and break your back. So you can outsource it to your kids, I suppose, if you need to. The next one took me a long, long time to figure out and accept. Make leftovers. If you're grilling chicken, don't grill enough just for today. Grill enough for the next day for lunch, dinner, few days, whatever it is. If you can handle leftovers, make a little bit more. This saves you time every day from making dinner or lunch. One of the two. You're going to save yourself on making a meal. And you can make a healthy meal and have it twice, and then you're eating healthy on top of that. So eat leftovers, guys. I know it's hard. There are certain things that reheat better than others, and you have to play around with it and see what you like, but I highly suggest making leftovers to save yourself some time in the evenings. Another option is enjoying time after bedtime. If you are a new mom or a mom that has experience, most every mom will say, get your kids to bed early. One, it's great for their health. It's great for their sleep patterns, their school, all of that. But there's another benefit. If they go to bed at 7 and you don't go to bed until 10, you get 3 hours of time for yourself. You could spend an hour of it cleaning up your house real quickly if you need to, and then you have 2 hours of downtime. You can work out. You can read a book. I don't really suggest getting on your phone or your computer because it's good to get off of it before bed. But if you have like a part-time job at home blogging or, I don't know, doing whatever you do, go ahead and spend a little bit of that time, but shut down all of the electronic devices at least an hour before bedtime. But if you get them to bed early, you are opening up this huge window of time for yourself. It's like, have you ever like put your kids to bed and they fell asleep on time and you're like, freedom! And you just sit there and you're so excited, and sometimes you just sit in silence because you're like, I haven't heard nothing all day. That's me. Maybe it's just me, but that's definitely me. So you can enjoy that, but try not to fill your night with chores. Again, figure out how to do it during the day or wait till tomorrow. Take that time because we all need it. TV time. I know there's a couple of you out there like, my kids do not watch TV. Well, guess what? Mine do, and they play games on my phone to learn their letters and numbers, and I'm okay with that. But even if you are against TV and you're like 30 minutes a day max, don't do chores during that 30 minutes, guys. This is my secret to how Steve and I have officially made our kids watch TV while we work out for 30 minutes. Sometimes it doesn't work and they just come hang out with us, but they're getting older and they're used to it. But when we can, we throw a movie on and we go, we'll be back in 30 minutes, and we run downstairs, work out uninterrupted. Kids are entertained, and guess what? No one hurt. No one's hurt by watching that much TV. Nothing bad is happening, and you get that freedom. So pick whatever it is, your hobby, reading, working out. I don't know, if you really like cooking and want to try like a new recipe or something, do that if that's your hobby. But do that during the time that they're entertained by something else. You guys have to learn to use the time that they're being entertained by something for you, because the rest of the time you can include them in your or what you're doing. You can include them to cook. You can include them to do the dishes, doing the laundry, cleaning the floors. You can do all of that with them, but you can't be alone when they're with you. So, you know, there's tons more. Those are the ones that I kind of came up with in my head. But of course, I talked about yesterday, teaching your kids how to have quiet time. That's another great one. Teach them how to do puzzles. Teach them how to read a book with just pictures so that they can tell a story. Teach them how to play silently. And I use the word teach because we assume that kids just know how to do these things, when in reality, they have no idea. Like, you actually have to teach your kid how to have quiet time. So spend that time, invest that time in them so they know how to do it, so that you get that time back after they learn. But the major thing to take away is this takes patience and practice. Do not think for 1 minute that I am perfect at this, because it changes literally daily, and you have to be flexible too, because if you have kids at home, you never know when your kid needs to go to the bathroom during quiet time, or you never know when they're going to get sick. So there does have to be a level of flexibility. But once you figure out, like, yes, nap time works, or TV time works for me, or you know what, I can get up 30 minutes earlier. Once you do that, schedule it, put it into your block of time, and this is something you're going to keep like an appointment, and it will become habit. So when those days happen where things are going chaotic, or you have to go to the store during the time you normally do something, you can just jump back in tomorrow. Because let's face it, if our kids are sick, we're not getting any alone time, and it's a part of motherhood, and that's okay too. But you're going to have to practice. You're going to have to try different things, trial and error of figuring out which works in your life. Believe me, what I was going to tell you guys, I am not a morning person. I have tried numerous times to get up that 30 minutes to an hour early. And guess what? I still go to bed earlier, and it doesn't stinking matter. Like, my alarm clock in my head does not go off until 7 o'clock. And really, if I get up before then, I function doing nothing. I just sit there thinking about how I wish I was in bed. So I've just accepted the fact that at this point in my life, getting up early and doing stuff is not for me. But I've had to adjust and practice and try things to see where it does work. And it does happen. You just have to be patient and continue to practice, continue to try things, and you will be able to find that time. You might not find 4 hours in one chunk, but if you get off Facebook and stop scrolling, you might all of a sudden have 45 minutes in one chunk in the morning while your kids are entertained eating breakfast and watching cartoons. Why do you think our parents put us in front of cartoons on Saturday morning so they could sleep in? They weren't dumb. They knew something that we don't. So don't feel bad. Just keep let them watch TV, enjoy yourself, and find this time for you, because you are so stinking important, and we forget that. And I'm telling you that you are important and you matter, and you need to find this time so that you don't lose your mind being a mom. Because guess what? We're a mom forever, guys. Forever. We will be moms. So I hope you guys take this into consideration. Try some of these things. If you have any other ideas of where you find time, or ideas that you come up with, comment below and let me know, because I always need help too. And I'm sure there's someone else that would love more ideas than what I had to offer. So don't forget to comment and share your ideas as moms and how you make it work for you. But thank you guys for joining me. I'm excited to see you tomorrow about what we're talking about next. You have to come back to find out. But you guys have a fantastic day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.